Hi everyone, welcome back to WHU TV. It's nice to see you and I hope you're keeping well. And I was about to start this video by saying thank you very much to everybody to get us 2,500 subscribers. But over the last 12 hours or so, 2 people have unsubscribed, unfortunately. So we are now 2 away from 2,500. It would have been nice to have kept this going, but it is what it is. This is my full-time thoughts, guys, on West Ham 1, Aston Villa 1 from yesterday. I was very drunk. Well, I wasn't very drunk, but I was very angry. And you guys know that I don't like to have angry rants on this channel. I try and make it objective, but I'm no longer drunk. I'm no longer under the influence of beer, shall I say. I wasn't drunk yesterday. I was a little bit tipsy, but I wasn't drunk. But I'm still just as angry as I was this time yesterday. But as always, guys, this video is sponsored by the channel sponsor, 3retro.com. Please click the link in the description below that will take you directly through to the West Ham section of their website, where you can purchase some very nice retro gear, guys, as you can see from the icon that's up here. If there's any Villa fans in there watching as well, as you can see, there's retro gear in there, along with track jackets, polo shirts, sweatshirts and t-shirts made by Admiral and Umbro, so go check those out. Any purchases you make through the link in the description below, as I always say, the commission will be going to the charity Iron Supporting Food Banks. They're based in the Newham area, and they're helping those in the Newham area and the Essex County and further afield for that matter, as they're currently supporting over 60 food banks at the time of this recording. So guys, go grab yourself a really nice retro shirt. You'll be saving yourself a few quid in comparison to your respective club shop, and you'll be helping those that are less fortunate than you and I. So guys, let's jump straight onto it. 2 changes from Thursday night. One surprised and one not so much. Areola coming back in goal. Soufal, Mavropanos, Zuma and Emerson coming in for Creswell. I did say in the preview that I wanted Emerson to be rested for the Newcastle game, as it is with Cornet. Rumours were that apparently around about the 70th minute when he got substituted, he was asking to be substituted off because he couldn't maintain it for much longer. So yeah, I was right. Alvarez and Souček in the defensive midfield positions, with Bowen, Paquetá and Kudus in the attacking midfield positions, with Antonio up front. So yeah, this is I was really hoping this is going to be a very positive video, especially bearing in mind it's been over 24 hours since the game and I'm still just as angry as I was yesterday. However, on the 28th and a bit minute, Soufal makes a fantastic run down the right hand side, ball over, Antonio with his Trevor Brooking FA Cup 1980-esque diving header, and bam, we're 1-0 up over Villa. But not missing out the point that we should have won this 2, maybe 3-1. I'm saying 3-1, right? Which we'll come on to in a minute, because there was a contradictory evidence on the handball rule in this game. For example, in the first half, I can't remember what player it was, but kicked the ball straight at Emerson's arm, and Jared Gillett, quite rightly so, who had a good game in the first half. He made the game flow quite nicely. That went no handball whatsoever. And that's correct, because the player intended to kick it straight at him. Right? Later on in the first half, Antonio has a little bit of a shove from what I'm hearing. Couldn't really tell all that much from the opposite end down at the Bobby Moore lower. Kudus scores after the whistle was blown, so quite rightly so, that goal was ruled out. From what I'm hearing, it's literally 50-50 either way. Some people are saying that was never a foul and that was a ridiculous decision, arguing that Martinez made the meal of it. Talk about Martinez later on. And other people are saying, well, if that's a foul, then the game's dead, because that was nothing. So, can't say. The highlights conveniently don't show it as well, for that matter. At least what we were watching in the pub yesterday. Haven't had time since then, to be honest with you. Straight into work this morning. Straight back from work and recording this for you guys. But yeah, so the jury's out on that one. Put your comments in the comment section below, guys. Let me know what you're thinking on this. But the rest of it, second half, absolute shocker from every official involved. Every official involved. Now, the reason why I bring up this handball that wasn't given, which is correct, in the first half, because from the highlights of the Antonio second, from what we've been able to see, if anything, it looks like it bounces off around about his shoulder. So if it's on the stitching, it doesn't count. And it bounces off Martinez and into the back of the net. Should have stood, in my opinion. Second chance we had. The ball bouncing off Soufal. That's why Souček. Again, it looks like it bounces off a Villa player and onto Souček's arm. Now, I know people are saying Souček are looking down to see, he's looking down to see where his arm is going, and therefore that is correctly ruled as handball. But if Antonio is being deemed as accidental handball, why wasn't it given? It wasn't, sorry, unintentional handball, so therefore why wasn't it given? For one, apparently the commentary was on the from the officials was saying that he didn't intend to do it. So therefore, and also with Souček, there's also a good argument to say that he wasn't aware it was split second and it's the back of the net. Now, if a player is going to boot a ball straight at a player and it's not handball, then that means that the other two incidences weren't handball. And bearing in mind, that makes the other two incidences that we talked about last week with Burnley and the Freiburg away game, that means they were handball. Same rules, different competitions, but same rules, exactly the same rules. This is the problem we're guessing with the officials. I've maintained it many, many times, and I'm starting to come around 180 degrees to what I was saying 5 or 6 years ago when VAR started coming in. VAR is a great piece of technology, and I said it at the time and I'm saying it now, if it is used right. It's not being used right. Simple as. I thought we were the better team. However, the substitutions that Unai Emery made at half-time scared the hell out of me. The two substitutions he made. Bring on Matty Cash and who the other player was. I remember being at the time saying, oh, shit, he's really going for it. And he did. You know, the momentum was with Villa for that game. I thought both teams played really well. I'm not going to say Villa were a little bit leggy, as I said they were going to be in the preview. We were as well. 2 changes from Thursday night. Not enough in my personal opinion, but it is what it is. But I did say in the preview that we would get a draw out of this. I said it'd be a dogged game, and it was. It really was. But it was an obvious one. A really, really obvious one. And it doesn't help the fact that the VAR decision on Souček's goal, by the way, we all thought was Mavropanos because he went off celebrating it. We thought he scored. How long was it? 5.5 minutes, something like that. Apparently a record length of time for a Premier League game to have a VAR decision come to its conclusion. 3 minutes of conversation, and then fucking Gillett goes over and reviews the screen. Martinez runs over, casually walks over, but was going over to right to the touchline to watch it. The official on the other side does nothing. Absolutely nothing. It takes one of the assistants of Villa to push him back. Yeah? Not only just that, but players that were getting booked for no reason. Gillett had no control over that second half whatsoever. Fights breaking out, albeit relatively handbags. Players on a booking getting no punishment for what was clearly a bookable offence. I know a lot of referees are told, to try not to send off people as much as possible. But sorry, Villa fans, if you're watching, and I'm sure at least Liam's going to be. I thought your guys took the piss. Really, really took the piss with a very weak referee. I'm not saying that's justified in any shape or form because Gillett should have done better. He really, really should have done better. I was praising him at half time, saying he's let the game flow well. He's making the right decisions. Blah blah blah. From what we've been able to see, and then that happens, and then it just completely contradicts everything that we were all thinking at the same point. So, but at the same point, guys, as I say, I am happy that I was proven right from one point of view. From the view, I'm still angry and will be for a long, long time about these decisions because I've been a big advocate of VAR and I still maintain it's right. It works if you use it correctly. It should have gone down to the on-field decision for the second goal. It really should have done. It should have done. It took too long. It's not. How is it gone from? And it still maintains on the Premier League website apparently that VAR is there to correct obvious errors, right? Clear and obvious errors. To go into taking 5 minutes to make a decision, including the referee reviewing the video and then having the conversation with Stockley Park. I'm sorry, no, it's just no, it doesn't work, guys. It really doesn't work. The technology is there, but it's the utilisation of it that is crap. Yes, there's question marks around David Moyes' substitutions. For example, taking off Antonio and bringing on Ben Johnson. When you got George Earthy on the pitch, as well on the bench, you got Danny Ings, who's been ever since the Bristol away game in the FA Cup. He's for the substitution appearances he's been making. He's been brilliant. He really was. There are question marks around Moyes still, of course, but the main purpose of, unfortunately, with this is the refereeing decisions that have cost us getting the 3 points. I'm not saying it would be justified in any shape or form. I do think a draw is relative in terms of everything that happened. The Villa players don't cover themselves a lot with glory. I've waffled on for longer than I was intending to for this video, guys. I really have. I was trying to give it about 5 or 6 minutes, but you can talk about 5 or 6 minutes on the 5 or 6 minutes of added time. Do you know what I mean? It's just ridiculous. But guys, thank you very much for your time. Unfortunately, we are still trying to hit that 2,500. So hopefully those 2 people that have unsubscribed have watched this and gone, actually, yeah, I'll resubscribe back. But if not, please do like, share, and subscribe, guys. Let's get it to 2,500. This channel's been going for a long time. A hell of a lot of hard work goes into it, and a lot of you people do enjoy these videos. So the least you can do, it doesn't cost you anything. Just click the subscribe button. It's down here. It really is. Click and then the notification button right next to it. That's all it is. But in the meantime, guys, as I say, we've now got the international break. So I don't do any content around England in the friendlies. It's pointless. But I will try and, if there's anything what I would think is worthwhile talking about before we do the Newcastle preview. Oh, by the way, just remembered, Alvarez booked for the next suspended for the next 3 games. Yeah, misses the Leverkusen game. He's on 10 yellows now in the Premier League, so he misses 2 games. He misses the Spurs game and the Newcastle game. Defensive midfield, guys. Who are you putting in their pitch? Are we defaulting with are we defaulting with Phillips, or are we sticking Souček back in that role for those 3 games where he's going to be missing, or do we rotate between the 2? Let me know your thoughts on this, guys. But in the meantime, as I say, do you know what? I'm going to make that as a video later on in the week, but I want to see what you guys are thinking about. In the meantime, guys, look after yourselves, take care, and I'll see you very soon. All the best.